What if I told you that some of your closest friendships might be quietly undermining your journey of empowerment? These hidden dynamics can shape how you see yourself, how you relate to others, and even the energy you bring into every room. Imagine discovering the subtle forces that have been holding you back without you even realizing it. Curious? Stick around because, by the end of this video, you'll not only recognize these hidden influences, but also learn powerful ways to reclaim your feminine essence and build truly empowering relationships. Hey, beautiful souls, welcome back to Draw Near, where we journey together through the mystical realms of feminine empowerment and healing. Today, we're diving into a topic that often goes unnoticed, but has a profound impact on our journey: how male-centered friendships can subtly, yet powerfully, influence our sense of self-worth and feminine essence. This is going to be a deep and transformative discussion, so grab a cup of tea, find a cozy spot, and let's explore this together. Have you ever found yourself questioning your value, comparing yourself to others, or even dimming your light to avoid rocking the boat in your friendships? These feelings might be more than just passing thoughts. They could be the hidden effects of male-centered dynamics. But what exactly does that mean, and how does it affect your path to empowerment? Let's uncover the layers behind this. In a world where male opinions and desires are often placed on a pedestal, it's easy for women to internalize these values, sometimes without even realizing it. This can subtly shape how we interact with others, particularly in our friendships with other women. Today, we're going to explore how these male-centered dynamics can seep into our lives and impact our journey toward true feminine empowerment. Together, we'll look at how to recognize these patterns and, more importantly, how to reclaim your power by cultivating relationships that honor your authentic self. So what do we mean by male-centered friendships? Essentially, these are relationships where a woman's actions, decisions, and self-perception are heavily influenced by the need for male validation. This doesn't necessarily mean that she's consciously seeking male approval all the time, but it shows up in more subtle ways. For instance, she might be more concerned about how men perceive her than about her own needs, or she might prioritize male friendships over female ones, sometimes even at the expense of those relationships. Let's consider a real-life example. Imagine a woman named Sarah. Sarah was always the life of the party, the one who could effortlessly draw male attention in any room. But what her friends didn't see was that Sarah often felt like her value was tied to this attention. In her female friendships, she sometimes found herself competing rather than collaborating, feeling insecure when her friends were in the spotlight. Over time, Sarah realized that she was sacrificing the depth and authenticity of her relationships with other women because she was unconsciously prioritizing male approval. This realization was the first step in her journey toward reclaiming her feminine power. Psychologists suggest that these patterns often stem from societal conditioning, where women are taught from a young age to derive their worth from how they are perceived by men. This can lead to what's known as internalized patriarchy, where the values and standards of a male-dominated society become the lens through which women view themselves and others. According to Dr. Jennifer Freyd, a psychologist who studies betrayal trauma, this can create a dissonance within women, where they feel torn between their true selves and the version of themselves they think they need to be to gain acceptance. Now that we've defined male-centered friendships, let's explore how these dynamics can undermine feminine empowerment. At its core, feminine empowerment is about being deeply connected to your own worth, values, and power. However, when we're entangled in male-centered relationships, this connection can become weakened or distorted. The constant need for male validation can lead to self-doubt, comparison, and even a diminished sense of self. These are all counterproductive to the journey of true empowerment. Think about it this way. If you're constantly surrounded by someone who seeks male validation, you might start to internalize that behavior as normal or necessary. Over time, this can erode your confidence, making you feel like you have to compete for attention or approval, rather than standing confidently in your own light. This doesn't just affect how you see yourself, it affects how you relate to other women, creating an environment where competition and insecurity thrive, instead of support and mutual growth. Let me share another story, this time about a woman named Emily. Emily was successful in her career, had a vibrant social life, and was generally well-liked. But there was a recurring theme in her relationships. Whether it was with friends, co-workers, or even family members, Emily found herself constantly seeking male approval. She didn't realize it at first, but this need for validation was leading her to undermine her own achievements, and worse, to distance herself from other women. Emily's turning point came when a close friend confronted her, pointing out how her behavior was affecting their friendship. This was a hard pill to swallow, but it was the wake-up call Emily needed. She began to reflect on her actions and noticed how much of her energy was spent on gaining male approval rather than nurturing her own self-worth and supporting her female friends. This realization was painful, but it was also liberating. Emily decided to make a change, focusing on building authentic connections with women who uplifted and supported each other. This shift not only strengthened her friendships, but also allowed her to step into her power in a way she never had before. From an occult or spiritual perspective, male-centered dynamics can be seen as an energy imbalance. The feminine essence is inherently nurturing, intuitive, and powerful. But when this energy is overshadowed by the need for external validation, particularly from a patriarchal source, it becomes stifled. In many spiritual traditions, reclaiming your power involves balancing the masculine and feminine energies within yourself. This means not only recognizing and honoring your own worth, but also creating boundaries that protect your energy from being drained or diminished by others. In the realm of feminine spirituality, it's believed that our connections with other women are sacred and essential for our growth and healing. When these connections are tainted by male-centered dynamics, we lose touch with that sacredness, leading to a disconnection from our own feminine power. By reclaiming these connections and nurturing relationships that are based on mutual respect and support, we can restore this balance and empower ourselves on a much deeper level. Recognizing male-centered dynamics in your friendships is the first step towards reclaiming your power. It starts with self-reflection. Take a moment to think about your current friendships. How do you feel when you're around certain people? Do you feel uplifted, supported, and valued for who you truly are? Or do you feel a subtle pressure to compete, to seek validation, or to dim your light? These feelings are powerful indicators of whether or not a friendship is aligned with your journey of empowerment. Here are some common signs that you might be in a male-centered friendship. 1. Competition over collaboration. If you often feel like you're competing with your friend for male attention or approval, rather than supporting each other, this is a red flag. 2. Validation seeking. If your friend consistently seeks male validation, whether through social media, in conversations, or in social situations, this could be influencing how you feel about yourself. 3. Insecurity and comparison. If you find yourself feeling insecure or constantly comparing yourself to your friend, it's important to ask whether this dynamic is being fueled by a male-centered mindset. 4. Lack of authentic support. In healthy friendships, you should feel genuinely supported and uplifted. If instead you feel judged, criticized, or undervalued, it might be time to reassess the relationship. These signs aren't always easy to spot, especially because male-centered behaviors can be so deeply ingrained. But by regularly checking in with yourself and how you feel after spending time with certain people, you can start to see these patterns more clearly. Remember, the goal is to surround yourself with relationships that reflect your growth, love, and empowerment. If a friendship is pulling you away from that, it's worth considering whether it's truly serving your highest good. Once you've recognized that you're in a male-centered friendship, the next step is to reclaim your power. This isn't about blaming anyone or cutting people out of your life without thought. It's about making conscious choices that honor your journey of empowerment. Start by setting clear intentions for the kinds of relationships you want to nurture in your life. Ask yourself, do these friendships uplift me? Do they reflect the growth and empowerment I'm striving for? One of the most powerful tools you have in this process is your ability to set boundaries. Boundaries are not about keeping others out. They're about protecting your energy and ensuring that your relationships are mutually supportive. If you feel that a friendship is draining you or pulling you away from your true self, it might be time to have an open and honest conversation with that person. Express how you feel and what you need to maintain a healthy relationship. Setting boundaries can be challenging, especially if you're not used to asserting your needs. However, it's an essential part of maintaining your personal power and creating relationships that are based on respect and mutual support. When setting boundaries, be clear and compassionate. For example, you might say, "I value our friendship, but I need to take a step back from situations where I feel pressured to seek validation outside of myself." This approach allows you to communicate your needs without blame, focusing on your own experience and growth. If a friend reacts negatively to your boundaries, it's a sign that the relationship may not be as supportive as it should be. True friends will respect your need for space and will be willing to work with you to create a healthier dynamic. Remember, boundaries are not about punishing others. They're about protecting your energy and ensuring that your relationships contribute positively to your life. As you navigate this process, it's important to surround yourself with people who truly support your journey of empowerment. Seek out friendships that encourage your growth, celebrate your successes, and stand by you in times of challenge. These are the relationships that will help you shine, rather than dimming your light. Sometimes, the most empowering choice you can make is to step back from friendships that no longer serve your highest good. This doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life entirely, but it might mean spending less time with those who drain your energy or undermine your self-worth. Instead, invest in relationships that reflect the love, support, and empowerment you're cultivating within yourself. Empowerment is not a destination. It's a journey that involves constant self-reflection, growth, and the courage to make choices that align with your true self. By recognizing and addressing male-centered dynamics in your friendships, you're taking a powerful step towards reclaiming your feminine essence. Remember, you have the power to create the life and relationships that honor your worth and reflect your deepest values. Today, we've explored the hidden impact of male-centered friendships on feminine empowerment. We've delved into what these dynamics look like, how they can undermine your journey, and most importantly, how you can reclaim your power by setting boundaries and nurturing relationships that truly support you. This process is not always easy, but it's an essential part of living in alignment with your true self. As you continue on your path of empowerment, remember that you deserve friendships that uplift and inspire you. Your journey is unique, and it's important to surround yourself with people who honor and support that. By taking the time to reflect on your relationships and make empowering choices, you're stepping into your power in a profound and transformative way. Here on Draw Near, we're all about reclaiming and celebrating the feminine essence. One of the most powerful ways to do this is by consciously choosing to surround yourself with women who empower, uplift, and celebrate you for who you truly are. Your circle should reflect the strength, wisdom, and beauty that you're cultivating within yourself. Remember, empowerment is a collective journey, and when we support each other, we rise together. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might benefit from this message, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on feminine empowerment and healing. Thank you so much for being here, beautiful souls. Until next time, stay empowered and stay true to yourself.